Today's episode of the WILDCAST is sponsored by Honey. Honey is a free online shopping tool that helps you find promo codes and applies them automatically to your cart and saves you money. Imagine you're shopping at one of your favorite sites, whether it's Newegg, Razor, Target, Nike, whatever it may be. When you go to checkout, a little drop-down box will appear and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons, and Honey will search promo codes from all across the internet and automatically apply it to your order, and you'll watch your prices drop. For example, here I'm on Minimal, which is one of my favorite streetwear sites. I'm gonna order some belts because my pants keep falling down because all the money I'm saving with Honey is piling up in my pants and my pants are falling down. All I have to do is click to apply coupons. It finds a coupon and saved me 10% off my order, which is super, super cool. Honey has found its over 17 million members, over $2 billion in savings. That's billion with a B. Honey supports over 30,000 online stores and users love Honey, which is why it has over 100,000 5-star reviews on the Google Chrome store. By not having Honey, you could literally be passing up on free money. It's free money. It's completely free to install and just takes 2 clicks. Just head on over to joinhoney.com/wildcast and click install. It's that easy, completely free. Once again, get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/wildcast. One more time, joinhoney.com/wildcast. Thank you to Honey for sponsoring this episode of the WILDCAST. All right, everybody, welcome to episode 4 of the WILDCAST. I'm your host, Wildcat, and I'm joined now by the official co-host, Big Jiggly Panda, who'll be joining us now for the rest of all the episodes, unless him and I suddenly start to hate each other and we don't want to be friends anymore. But until that time, Anthony will be with us as a co-host on every episode going forward, so I'm excited about that. Right. Also, I'm excited that each episode of this so far has hit 1 million views on YouTube, and now it's available on Spotify, SoundCloud, and Apple Podcast. The WILDCAST.
Oh my
Just look for it on all those platforms. So those of you guys have been wanting audio only, it's available now. You know, so you can, I don't know, when you're on the bus or something, or you're mowing the lawn, or I don't know what people do these days while they listen to podcasts.
I sit in my closet quietly.
I didn't hear a word you just said. I
just lay in my closet quietly and I don't move.
Okay, well that allows us to segue into our guests for today. Good buddy Jordan, aka Legion, aka Legiqn, aka Legiqn. Welcome, buddy.
So many
Thanks for coming
variations.
On. Yeah,
thanks for having me, Big Papa.
A lot of names. Yeah, so I mean, I wanted to have you on and chat with you because we've been friends for a while, known you for a good amount of time, but I don't know the real deep inner workings of Legiqn. I don't even know where you got the name from, really. Not Legiqn, but you know, Legion with a Q, and yeah. But before we get into that, Anthony, do you wanna segue into our sponsor for this episode? We have a sponsor. It happened.
We do, and I have to ask you a question, Jordan and Tyler. Yeah. You know what? We can all answer this question, and I need you to be absolutely truthful and honest with me.
Okay.
During this quarantine, now I live alone, so my life might be a little bit different. How long has it been since you've shaved your balls?
Oh, wow.
The balls, it's been a little while, but you know, I keep things trimmed and tidy, I'll say that. But
5 days.
Okay.
5 days.
So not just
week.
balls, but you know, like stalk region, you know, like the mushroom stalk. Sometimes it gets a little bit of hairs sprout up.
Like
how long has it been since you've given it a nice
from
trim?
the butthole to your ball sack line? You know the line there, like a seam, like somebody sewed it. It's 5 days, bro. 5 days ago.
5 days?
Yeah.
Shit,
just
I'm probably
straight
pushing
up
5 weeks.
Just
they
clippers.
could shoot Tarzan the sequel in my shit right now. Which is a perfect segue for our sponsor, Manscaped.
Yeah. That's right. Today's sponsor for the WILDCAST is the lovely people over at Manscaped. Manscaped are the leaders in below-the-belt grooming, and they have all the tools to help you level up your ball sack shaving game. They have all the right tools, including the new Lawnmower 3.0. Manscaped has meticulously designed the best ball trimmer the world has ever seen. This 3rd-generation electric trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce manscaping mishaps, and millions of balls around the world are about to be nick-free thanks to Manscaped's advanced skin-safe technology.
That's right, look at these kiwis. I didn't even break the skin. But not only does Manscaped offer a sweet razor, they offer amazing liquid formulas to apply to your sack and shaft. Here we have the ball deodorant, the preserver. Look at this, you just apply it to the sack, ever so gently, caress it. You thought you were in Shrek's swamp? No, sir, that's your ball sack. Clean it and deodorize it.
They also have the Crop Reviver. This is a spray-on ball toner that refreshes because it has aloe and witch hazel extracts, which provide anti-inflammatory, anti-burn, dryness, and hydration control for your boo sack.
You knew what all these awesome products for your sack needs? A sack to carry them in. Look at this beautiful Manscaped satchel.
They also have the world's set of comfiest reduced chafing boxer briefs. So when you're freshly shaven nuts, you want to put it in a nice, I mean, this is soft. This will not irritate the balls. And you can get this perfect package for your package right now for 20% off with free shipping if you go on over to manscaped.com and use code WILDCAST. That is manscaped.com, manscaped.com, and use code WILDCAST. 20% off and free shipping. So thank you to them. We'll have a little ad read it may have just shown or maybe showing here in a second, but yeah, thank you to them. Amazing products. We're very excited. Yeah, all right. Well, now that that's over, we can go ahead and get into things. And Jordan, I know how you stumbled upon YouTube, at least, with your video with Speedy, where they ran into you while playing some Black Ops 2. We actually went and watched that video just to kind of get caught up. It's pretty good. That's funny stuff. That's funny stuff. But what happened before that? When did you even get into gaming? Like, when did you start playing video games?
Dude, I mean, since I was like a baby, right? My brother's 10 years older than I am, so I think I just got segued into it by a sibling, like all of us do at some point. If you have a sibling, right? But realistically, when I was like 11 or 12, I saw a little poster when I was driving downtown with my parents that was like, you can win money playing Halo. And I was like, maybe someday you can drop me off over there and I can go play with the big boys. And from that point, that's when I got into like, esports and all that stuff at an early age. So basically,
was that
when
the
I was
dual
11,
shift days?
Did you say dual shift?
Yeah, is that the dual shift days?
Did you deep dive?
I did. I pulled a Sean Evans.
Nardwuar stuff going on here.
Sean Evans.
Yeah, no, that was my dual shift, bro. I got called dual shit every day of my life. Every day.
What was dual shift? I'm not calling.
I don't know, man. I was like 10.
No, is this a username or something? Is that what it was?
This was my original Xbox gamer tag. Was dual shift.
Okay, so we have dual shift, lead shift, wounds, vanish, and help me out here. What the fuck is that?
So many names at that point. Actually, I won my first tournament, which, by the way, I recently found out the first event I was ever going to go to was a local tournament at a bowling alley, like next to a bowling alley. And Nick Merckx at the time actually lived in Kansas City, and I almost played him at my first tournament, and I didn't know anything about them at the time. But now I think about it, that would have been insane, 12 years later. Wait, I don't even know how old I am. 14 years later. I'm a grandfather now.
Who am I? What year is it?
Where am I in this sheet?
What was the first game you remember playing, though? Like, what was like the first? Because I remember it, I think for me it was either, I think it was Paperboy 2 on the SNES. I mentioned this in the last podcast, but my dad got like a Super Nintendo, and I still remember like an old like Polaroid picture of like him and I laying on the floor on our stomachs, playing Super Nintendo. He was playing Mario. I had a controller, but it was unplugged because I was like 4 years old and stupid. Couldn't do it, But I was there.
You were like, I'm sorry, can't play.
Yeah. I feel like I'm playing. Thanks, Dad. But yeah, so what was the first game you remember even playing?
It's funny that you mentioned Paperboy because it had to be, it was, I'm pretty sure it was Super Mario Brothers 3. Then Paperboy was in the mix. And then, did you guys ever play Pilot Wings?
No.
Pilot Wings.
Google, if you've never played Pilot Wings, just Google that game when you get a chance. It is like, it's just like a flight simulator, right? But from 1992. So yeah, those three, it was definitely Super Mario Brothers 3, but I for some reason Pilot Wings just sticks in my head as being one of those games that I watched my brother play.
I see the screenshot. It's pretty cool looking.
Sure, you can play.
I think mine was,
thank you.
It was one of the early Madden games, like 92 or 93. And it was on an SNES, just like you, Tyler. And now that you actually said that your controller wasn't ever plugged in, I'm actually
kind of moments like that.
I'm kind of curious if mine was or not. Like, was my dad just trolling me?
Dumbass, you don't know what you're doing, but
just get out of the way. I gotta beat this level. Step away.
Dude, God, that might be what have happened. My dad taught me how to rage. He used to throw controllers and stuff.
At me. My dad would get mad.
My first memory of my dad is when he strung me up by the neck with an SNES controller.
I threw a controller at my brother's forehead once and took a chunk out of it. So
out of the controller or his head?
Out of his head.
I was about to say, this controllers are made out of like concrete.
Or his head is just, steel, one or the other.
He's actually just he's a T3. He's an evolved Terminator.
So which Halo was it Halo 3? Like, was that the one, or did you have original Xbox and get into the original? Okay, Halo 2?
Yeah, I mean, I started like landing, I guess technically, in Halo 1 when I was like 8 or 9, and then after that point, it was Halo 2. It was like my sweet bread and butter. There's this kid at my high school, well, I guess middle school at the time, and he was like, yeah, I'm into like this MLG thing or whatever. And I was like, all right, well, I don't know what that is. And then he just like literally destroyed my life. Because I thought I was like the best. Like, you always think you're the best on the block, right? And then you like meet somebody from the other block and then they just smash your shit in. And he was one of those. And I was like, oh, this is something I want to do. So in about 6 months, I was like, thrashing adults at the game. So
You were
That's what I was
cracked,
hustling,
goated on
bro.
the sticks way
Let's
back
BXR and everybody, man.
then. Can you do that again? I want to.
BXR and everybody, man. The double shot, bro, where you YY out and flip the gun twice. Like, yeah, I had it all down.
Yeah. So I was a PlayStation kid. So my first intro to Halo was one of my neighbors had an Xbox, and so like I would go to his house and we would play Xbox games. Then he got Halo, and we played it, and I thought it was the coolest shit ever. He's like killing aliens and stuff. I'm like, all my games I kill people. Like you kill aliens, that's cool. So killed some aliens at his house, and then like a bunch of my friends in middle school, they had Xboxes and they had Halo 2, and my one friend would host like LAN parties all the time.
Oh my gosh.
But it was like
the best.
It was like I don't even know who they were, but there was like a bunch of older friends. There were a bunch of like kids in high school. We were in middle school. I didn't know any of them, but they were all playing Halo. There would be like literally his whole basement would be covered in TVs and Xboxes, all webbing of Ethernet cables all connected.
Yeah,
it
to
was
like
mess,
a router that they bought from a box retail store and then
Yeah.
returned after the weekend was over with. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I didn't get Halo myself until Halo 3 on Xbox 360. But at the time, I didn't have internet, like good enough internet to play on, so I didn't even play online until like years after.
My dad just thought I was going to get kidnapped by like a pedophile when I was playing. Like he was like, "Don't talk to nobody." And I was like, "Yeah, okay."
Suck you through the
Meanwhile,
internet, dude.
Remember the headphones that came with the Xbox Live box? They were like this on your head. They would be sideways. It was like a weird horizontal.
Wait, I don't
So, you know,
remember
it'd be
that.
like 11
I just
PM, and
remember
I'd
the
be like,
terrible one that was like a piece of plastic and then one ear, and then
Yeah.
it came over.
While you're listening to your TV speakers, so you're playing and you hear the gunshots over and over again from your entire team. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The classic days.
I can't tell you how many of those I had held together by tape because I would throw them. Just that little cheap plastic headband, like a Panasonic pair of headphones from a Walkman.
Jordan, have you ever raged? I feel like you're not a rager. Anthony and I are definitely some ragers. I feel like you don't rage.
Do you want to hear a story about how I cracked a monitor at a tournament and then ran away from it?
Yes!
I do.
My first big, like, I went to like a big event, and I still feel bad about this, but I lost by 1 kill, and it was to like a high seed team because we were a low seed team going into this. And I got mad because I thought we won the game, and I had some like lag issues. And so I went up to celebrate, and then I realized when I looked at the scoreboard that we had actually lost the game. So I just kind of like threw my controller down at the table, and it just chipped the plastic piece off the thing. And I quickly just raveled it up and then ran away from the thing to like go regroup with my team somewhere else. But
The monitor still worked though, like you could.
oh
still
yeah,
see.
monitor worked. Just I took which is like that's some raw like 16-year-old Legion strength that I just took the corner of like the plastic piece off, but I ran away. So
I mean,
That's
if
fair.
if that's your worst rage, it's pretty mild.
Is that the worst?
I
Is that
put a
the worst,
hole in my wall somewhere over here once, like a dent. It's still there technically. It's about the size of my.
So that's
of my
recent.
thumb. So
So that's a recent
You know what
one?
happens when I do lag? Lag is the issue for me, man.
That's
When
the
you
one?
start having tech issues, you know what I'm saying? You're like sitting here and like I stomped too hard once and it shut my computer off. It literally shook the power supply and shut off my stream in the middle of it. That was last year, so. But yeah, I think you guys take the rage cake though. I'm sort of I have to like bottle it in and I just take it out by
I don't have any holes on.
like in a pillow or something. So
I don't have any holes in this wall, but I've heard Anthony's got a few holes. Craig went over to his house and he told me about the Swiss cheese wall.
Yeah, no, there's what's great is that the hole that is in the wall is about 15 feet away from me to give you an idea of the trajectory of the item that was tossed.
wow,
I can show you what was tossed. One
That's
second.
a lot of force, Jiggly.
Yeah, well, the problem is, everybody's switching to wireless. Wireless shit's just too easy to throw, We got wireless mice, we got wireless
I know.
controllers. That's the problem, dude.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I mean,
There it is.
This is a weapon, bro. Yeah,
It's got a little, let's see the little white, it's a
Oh.
little split open. It's got some, the A button is destroyed. Look at that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
you took the faceplate completely. Is that a 360 controller?
Yeah, it's the Amazon Basics version because they're cheaper to destroy.
Oh, okay. That's a smart play by you.
You just buy like 5 or 6 at a time and you're good.
You're like,
Anthony's
I
got a
just
bunch
keep
of-
the broken ones.
We've all got our stories.
Anthony's got a bunch of cheap, like, Chinese knockoff, like, mice that he just chucks around. He's got Legiqn.
Yeah.
He's laggy techs.
I got Locky tags.
You got one of them locky tags I can get. That was like when I worked at Best Buy, bro. The amount of people that would just you got any of those Toshiba TVs? It's like Yes, Mr. Anderson, let me walk you to the Toshiba. Trust me, I've read a review online.
Dude, obviously I live in the Midwest. I understand how bad it can be. We have to hear some retail stories, man.
Yeah, because you both, I don't know if you know this, but you both, I mean, obviously
I worked at Office Depot before I went
Office
YouTube.
Depot.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Let's
So
talk
I'm
about
sure you have some
Office
relatable,
Depot.
yeah.
The amount of people that called my store expecting that there's anything but electronics in the building was astounding. Could you please send me to your electronics area? It's like, ma'am, this is a Best Buy. We don't sell anything but electronics. I have no idea. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, people are hilarious. Or asking for VCRs in like 2020. I'm sure that's still going on. I want to be able to record my Dr. Phil. No.
What the fuck was that?
Did
You guys hear that?
That was a mighty squeak.
Did you hear that?
What's
What the
happening?
hell was that? I think that was my computer. That's not
Just a
good.
box of clown
fan going
nose
bad.
horns.
Something went bad. Oh my god. Sorry, that totally threw me out. So like someone was downstairs in my like living room just like squeaking a balloon.
Yeah, that was me. We all float down here.
There's just a clown downstairs waiting for me.
Here.
Oh god, that scared my dog too. There's like two stories that stand out to me for retail. Tyler knows one of them. You've probably had something similar. Because I worked in Florida in retail.
Oh,
So
wow.
my customer
Yeah.
base was averaging like 75 years old.
Oh.
And they would just
Is that actual data? Do you have actual data on how old the average customer was? Is there a
No,
way to even
that's-
check that? That's too much information.
They
right?
call
That's
them
just sort of
sweet darlings or something like that. Did you guys have code names for different like demographics? We literally had code names.
Dude,
They
we just
called the
called 'em-
elderly people like sweet darlings when I worked there.
I called them Q-tips because they just look like a bunch of Q-tips walking around. But I would have people come in and ask me for, external hard drives and stuff. And the best one that ever got me was someone coming in looking for 500 trigger gigs.
Yeah. I need a big trigger gig. What do you got?
I need a 10 gigabyte hard drive.
Like they got dropped off there and they're just like they think they're at like a Home Depot.
Their
and they're
11-year-old
just
son
in
was
your-
like, Dad, I need this hard drive for my computer for schoolwork.
That's honestly, that's the amount of
you
people
in
that
an
would walk
office?
around like on the phone like, oh yeah, I'm just at Home Depot right now, like getting up some stuff. I'm like, how do you know where you are? Do you know
Dude.
where you are?
I think one of the most memorable moments for me was I had this lady come in and there's like, for some reason, there's like a portion of society that doesn't understand that you just plug something into the TV and then plug it into a box and it like makes TV happen, right?
Yeah.
So she comes in and she's like, well, I'm looking for a Blu-ray player. And I'm like, all right. And I'm like, you don't need like the red, white, and yellow cables anymore. It's just one cable for HD and it's called an HDMI. And she was like, I don't understand. And I'm like, it's one cable and it plugs into the back of the Blu-ray and then you plug it into the TV. And she's like, I don't understand. And I was like, here's the television and then here's the HDMI cable. And then I literally did the finger through the hole motion and we looked at each other and then both started laughing hysterically and she just turned around with the box and walked straight to the front. And I'm like, I just air finger banged an HDMI and now this lady's going to go report me.
Did you ever run register or deal with like returns or
Yes.
crazy stuff?
Oh, bro. Oh my gosh. We had a lady come in and she was like, this is broken. And she set the TV down on the desk and the bottom panel busted open and roaches went out all over the counter.
Oh my God.
So they had eaten all the electronic, like all the wiring inside the TV. And I think our supervisor at the front looked at her and he was like, that's your problem. You need to get out of the store immediately. Like, 'cause what are you supposed to do? Like, she brought Jumanji into a Best Buy. She needs to go. Like, she needs to be out of the building. Just all these roaches, bro, just all over the table. And I'm, yeah.
I've got a return story for you. This one haunts me still. This is like my Vietnam War flashback, this story. So, obviously at Office Depot, we sell a ton, or we, as if I work there still, they sell a bunch of like ink and printer ink and like toner, and it's a huge theft item because it's really small and they're really expensive. So I had this one lady come into the store. She told me that she had bought the wrong ink cartridges. She needs to replace them and get something else. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I just got to look at them first to make sure they're not faulty and I can put them into the right bin. So I open up this box of HP ink and I open up the cellophane, and inside was not an ink cartridge, but pieces of mulch from outside from the front of the store that she had taped shut into the packs and tried to return as ink cartridges. Mulch. Gardening mulch.
She was trying to get money.
No.
And I opened it up and I just looked at it. And then I looked at her. I'm like, are you serious?
What did she say?
This is the best part. She looked at me and took the stuff back. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. I must have gotten these at Walmart, and just fucking left. And just left.
So you went to go try it at Walmart now.
I wasn't even gonna. Yeah, Walmart won't check. I wasn't about to try to stop her. I was just just the audacity.
Here's
some fucking gardening mulch.
I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah, like maybe these guys won't check it. The look on her face when I'm holding mulch and just.
You were like, this is the sod from the front of our store, isn't it? And she was like, sorry.
This is fresh. This is fresh.
I did a bad thing.
I couldn't believe it, man.
That was like the oldest trick in the book, was trying to weigh the product the box as the same as the actual product. Yeah. Because I remember one time they called me up, because when you work in retail, you work in a department, but you basically work the whole store depending on if they've actually scheduled the correct amount of people. So I was working like in cameras as like a 16-year-old. I don't know anything about DSLRs at the time. So they bring me up and they're like, yeah, this lady just returned these, like, whatever. And they'd put bricks in the box that weighed the same as a $3,000 DSLR, and they paid the lady out $3,000 in returns, and she returned a brick. But that then becomes on the employee because they didn't check the box.
Right.
You're just like, also, like, people just return stuff to return it. And it's like, I remember having employees working at the front where they literally look at the thing and they'd be like, yeah, it's busted. Ow! Fuck, I really just hit my hand on the wall. Oh, shit! Ow! Oh, this room is so small.
I heard this sound.
Dude, that sounded like a whiplash.
Okay, so the last podcast, Nogla had to leave because his girlfriend cut her finger off, and this one, Legion's gonna have to leave because he broke his hand.
I just slap my wall as hard as I can. But yeah, bro, people just throw that stuff across the room. You're like, what's going on? It's a broken cell phone. Let's use it in the parking lot as a baseball. Like,
that reminds me of our good buddy Brock. We love him, bless his soul. But we get doing YouTube and stuff. We get sent a lot of free shit, right?
Yes.
I know where this is
free
going.
games. We get sent free consoles, all kinds of free stuff. Well, Brock's like, you know what? Fuck this free shit.
This.
I'm gonna take it to Best Buy and trade it. And so he returns this stuff to Best Buy all the time. I love it. It's a genius play. It works
like,
almost.
Hey, I got no receipt. Can I just send this back?
Brock has sold so much stuff back to Best Buy. He's probably like a part owner of the company at this point.
He's got like $10K in gift cards.
That's
from the
actually
last
how
5
he bought
years.
his house. Yeah, he just returned free.
How'd you
shit
buy your
because-
house, sir? Best Buy
I got
credit
every
cards.
appliance from a gift
I got
card.
sent a dozen Xboxes last year. Gave them all back to Best Buy.
Oh,
Yeah, all right, so
God.
when did the Best Buy days end and the YouTube days begin? Like, I know obviously like you got in that game with Speedy, but did you know about YouTube before that? And like, when did you get started?
Dude, so I knew about montage Halo and then sketch comedy, right? And I had no idea that people had like mended those until I met Speedy and the crew in 2013. So by December, I have a photo somewhere. It was like December 13th of 2013 was my last day at Best Buy. And what did I do, Jiggly? I went and took the last bit of my day with my employee discount and bought like $1,000 worth of HDMI cables for probably $70 because it's 5% above cost was your discount. And I just
You
rolled
bought
out
that
of there and I
rocket
was
fish
like,
stuff, the stuff that cost you guys
I put my 2
$3.
weeks in on Black Friday, and that was it. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore.
No. God, dude, it's soul draining.
You sell all the HDMIs then? You make some fat profit off that?
Actually, I have a bag under my
Still
bed
have 'em?
just full of cables that I have. I mean, it's like, dude, you're making $8.50 an hour, but everything that you want is only 5% above whatever it costs the company to get. So you're just like, Do I want to feel like a baller today? Time to go buy some auxiliary cables. What's good?
Sell them on eBay for 300% profit.
Oh
my god. So
I never
did you
resold, but so many people did.
How long after that Speedy video that you were in did you start your own content creation?
Literally that video we did, I'm almost certain it was like overnight, or at least within the first week. I shot up to like 30,000 subs from like 250.
Like,
my
you
God.
already had it. You already have a channel made, or
I did. I had like a couple sketches that I had made with friends, but I had no like video game comedy content. Period.
Okay.
And so I was working at Best Buy, so I was like, well, I need to go buy like a microphone so I can like do this commentary stuff. And I had already had an HD PVR because I was doing like Halo montage stuff. And I was like, well, I'll just like try to do a commentary. And then it got like, 50,000 views. And I was like, what in the world is happening? Like, why does anybody care about my existence, let alone anybody's doing that? And then it was just like, yeah, it was insane from that point forward.
So were you recording gaming at the time of that video? Like, do you have your perspective of that? That was just you playing that day?
I was not. I had never thought of recording public matches except like in Call of Duty. I'd only done like Halo clips and like maybe some BO1, like went into theater mode and thrown like a cross map tomahawk at somebody. But I had not made or even knew about like you guys or Speedy and the crew or any of those people at the time. So it was just one of those things where I was like, they were like, yeah, bro, you can like be funny and not have to be like the best. And like people like want to watch your content. I was like, this is way better than trying to be an esports pro. Screw that, man. These kids are grinding 9 hours a day, half of them cranked up on Adderall. I'm good. I'm just going to let's do this. So yeah, they segued me into that entirely. And it was
so during that
awesome.
time, were you trying to do like competitive Call of Duty stuff? Like, were you doing like GBs, like, or like local tournaments?
Yeah, like I did a lot of like locals. They didn't at that point they didn't have a lot of local COD tournaments, and the Halo scene had kind of died in Kansas City at the time. But I was still doing like game battles for like Halo 4 on and off, and then like I did like a lot of rank play and game battles for Black Ops 2. But I wasn't really trying to go pro. I kind of like accepted after like 7 years of trying. I was like, I'm probably never gonna be like a Halo pro, so I'll just like go to tournaments to see my homies or whatever, but I'm not gonna like compete. And then that like happened, and I was like, screw this, let's go make content at events. Like it was like as soon as I met them, they introduced me. I was like, I'm gonna go to these like we went to UMG Dallas, and that's where I have like that video that I still get quoted to this day, where I got this random kid behind me. I'm like, yo, hold my cell phone, just get me recording. We're playing this team, and this kid on the other team's like, you're nervous, kid, you're sweating, and I'm like, I'm sweating because I'm fat, bro, not because I'm nervous playing you in this tournament. And then that's where all the pink wall stuff eventually sprouted from too. So
yeah, when did the pink wall stuff start?
How
did that come about?
A bar in Wisconsin, bro, in Madison, Wisconsin. It was me, Pomage, T. Martin, Drifter. This was in like 2015, and
what was happening in Wisconsin?
Have a joke team. Dude, so they have Raven Studios up there that does a lot of the Call of Duty work for map design. We went up there for Modern Warfare Remastered, and it was actually Advanced Warfare content. And we just went up there and we're recording stuff like, for a YouTuber event. And then we became like a full-on team like as a joke at the time, which was so fun at events.
The pink wall. God. Remember the first time I saw that, I'm like, yep. That's on brand. That's totally on brand for him. I'm all for it. I am all for it.
Somewhere near me.
All right, Jordan, I want to ask, what is your favorite type of content to make? There's the live streaming, obviously. There's the YouTube music videos, always bangers. But I feel like this is probably the answer. All your stupid short Twitter videos that crack me up pretty much every day. Because those are amazing.
Bro, I think in the grand scheme, live streaming recently has been the most fun, but those little short videos that are just real weird and odd and like hit different, like the Arianas, like you don't understand, man. Like I'm a huge Ariana Grande fan, right? So it's like when I'm doing like this. My brother's girlfriend literally bought me a sweater with my face on it where I'm eating the barbecue ribs. Like, and I'm putting it all over, and then on the sleeves it says "yeah" on both sides. And nobody, there's been like 4 people who've caught on for the last 3 videos that I've been wearing this hoodie, and it just catches people off guard, and it's kind of gross. So at the same time, people are like, "This is weird," but I want to watch it 44 times. And I'm like,
yeah, you do some of them that are intentionally like unsettling. Like what? I'm trying to think of a couple. Didn't you do one where you like wore socks in the tub or something, or in the shower?
Yes.
It's like just
Stuff like
scraping a plate with a fork like over and over again.
I
in the video.
hate those. I love them, but I hate them.
Yeah, probably
Jesus.
those.
I don't know if I have a favorite like Legion social media video. I'm trying to think if anything stands out.
I don't know.
I mean,
we made some good ones together.
Yeah, we did, bro. How about that whole family watching us in the parking lot of that Walmart play fight with toys? In their back of their Lincoln
still
Navigator.
have that broken dinosaur thing in the back of my car. It's still in there.
Jiggly, I literally turned around. We're like fighting with these like unicorn, like, you know, little fake like wooden horsies. And I turn around and there's a family literally just like.
Dude, that's probably the least weird thing at Walmart that day.
I know.
Actually true. Christmas shopping at Walmart, you see some crazy shit.
So many butt cracks.
Yeah. You see front butt cracks at Walmart. It's bad.
Some front cracks.
You have the front butt, which and then the back butt, and
Yeah.
they both exist.
Front butts are pretty rough, bro. That's you don't want one of those, especially if that one farts.
Yeah,
We got it.
it's kind of like
Sounds like a horse clearing its teeth.
you know.
That's a horse I don't want to ride.
I got hoopies.
When's
Oh
the
my
next Country
God.
Greg video?
Bro, so
The
we
next
got
song.
an original finish for the summer. And
Yeah.
It's called Thick Boys.
Yes, I've heard this. I've heard it. I'm excited.
Listen, I'm ready. It's coming. Just you had to get the mood right. You know what I'm saying? It's like still, you know, in the Midwest, we can all attest. It decides if it wants to be 40 degrees or if it wants to be 100 degrees. So I'm waiting until it's just 100.
And that's
solid,
like every
you know?
hour. That's like every hour. You know?
Yeah, it's wintertime or summer or I don't even know anymore.
So I have to make a suggestion for Country Greg.
Let me know.
I know you've already done a Drake cover.
Yeah.
And with this quarantine on, I could see the video recreation going perfect, but I think Country Slide has to happen.
Dude, I'm just in big cowboy boots, bro.
Right
I need to get a trained horse to do the whole. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Just put
get the
Kylie in a horse
to do it.
costume. Just make her look like one of those like little ponies.
So I have a cosplay idea for you.
She'll be
Gonna
totally
be a
shenanigans.
I
horse.
need you to put on the stallion costume and we're gonna do a little dance. I was like, what?
I'm sure that's not the weirdest thing you've asked her to do for you.
No.
Jordan, do you have a TikTok? Do you make TikToks?
Yeah, bro. I've got
Do
a
you?
TikTok.
Okay, I haven't seen them. I feel like I need to watch them. Is that like
It's,
the new? Is that the new place where these short, stupid videos go? I feel like you should do a whole Country Greg TikTok account.
Bro, so TikTok is like it. I'm addicted. If it's like, you know, I'm going to bed at like 7 o'clock in the morning because I'm a crazy person. Like I'm on my phone just scrolling through those, and my algorithm just is insane on that because the shit that I see on TikTok, I'm like, I need to recreate this immediately. It's just like there's other people in the world as weird as I am when it comes to making these short videos. I love it.
I feel like a Country Greg TikTok would like pop off because then like you wouldn't have to like make an entire song, you know, you just got to make like
Snippets.
10,
bars.
15, 30 seconds. I feel like it would blow up. And then from there, you know, you start the whole music career. You go on tour and all that shit. Dude.
Hey man, hey baby, Greg's back now. You know what I'm saying? Put on the Carhartt and the Vortex scope hats. My dad, by the way, is the biggest fan of Country Greg on the planet, right?
Does he know it's you? Is he aware?
Yeah, he's aware. He's aware it's
Have
me.
you seen the video of his dad in the video, Anthony?
Oh, I don't know if I have.
What was the bank account video?
Yeah, bro.
His dad just standing there holding like a fucking rifle while Anthony just fucking raps in his ear. That's amazing.
Dude, so I got like the variety of these hats, but I wear like this Herman Lumber hat, which is this lumber company in Missouri that's like 80 years old. Nobody knows who it is unless you're just like a weird mega fan, right? And then these Vortex scope hats, because they do like optics for like sniper rifles and stuff. And my dad is like, because we get sponsors and stuff like that for YouTube. He's like, hey, you should reach out to Vortex Scopes, see if they want to sponsor a video or something. I'm like, what are they going to do? Send me a bunch of sniper rifle scopes?
My dad does stuff like that all the time, dude. He thinks the idea of getting free shit is like the best part of my job. Like, it's amazing. I'm like, Dad, it's way better to get paid for it. And he's like, no, dude, you need to get that thing for free. Like, you need to do like, it's like, okay.
That's how Marcel used to be. He'd be like, toilet paper deal? Fuck it, let's do it. And then he got sponsored by Charmin.
Did he actually?
Yes! What? I don't know how long ago that was, but that man loves his free stuff.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
he just
reached
did
out
it for free, right? Did he get paid? Do we even know?
I think they just sent him toilet paper. I don't think he cared.
My dad thinks that the fact that I get free shit is just the greatest thing ever. I'm like, it just piles up in a corner. Like, I don't have room for all of it.
Dude, I was talking to Kylie because like we're looking at houses, and I was like, we have to get a shed. And she goes, yeah, because we need to put all that stuff you get just in the shed, just because it's too much. Just put it in the shed. I'm like, yeah, like, because most of the time, it's like you get like, headphones or gaming equipment. I'm like, all right, well, cool. Either I need it or I'm like, I call my brother. I'm like, hey, do you need a 15th set of headphones for you or your friend? Yeah, I'm like, all right, I'm mailing it out. Send it over. It's like sick, dude. Just wearing 4 at one time during like a.
Yeah, my shit ends up in this little thing over here. That little
Harry Potter room.
There. Yeah,
that's actually where I stayed when I visited
my head's
him.
in the way for that one.
Yeah,
yeah, that's actually where that's where Jordan stayed when he was here.
Yeah, Anthony and I both.
I just stuffed them up in there.
It felt like Peter Pan. It was so
That's
fun.
not too bad. That's not too bad.
So you say you're looking at houses. Are you staying in Missouri then?
Oh yeah, baby. KC born and raised.
Yeah.
Unless somebody wants
reason-
to give me a house to live in the West Coast or something, and then I might consider.
Nah. There's no reason to leave the Midwest once you're here, as far as price goes.
Yeah, bro. That's the thing, right? I read a chart last night about people moving from California and where they're going, and it's like Texas is the hottest bed, and then the rest of it's Midwest, because making $100,000 a year there, making $100,000 a year here, you're like, dang, man, I got a 2,800 square foot home, 3% down for like $5,000. You're like, what?
2 brand new trucks a year, dude.
I got 2 GMC Sierras in the driveway, baby. Come on now.
You want a 4-wheeler? Fuck it, I'll impulse buy 2 of them. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, is that mostly the reason though? Just like you want to stay like with family and it's just cheaper?
Yeah. I mean, I got all my family here in KC, and like, I think the good thing about where we live too is like a flight to New York is 2.5 hours, and a flight to LA is 3 hours, right? So it's like it's not really bad to be anywhere.
Yeah.
I do love the beach. If I could live anywhere in the U.S., I'd live in San Diego, 100%. But when you want to live in San Diego near the beach, they're gonna be like, that's gonna be $5.8 billion. And you're like, okay. Thanks.
Yeah, San Diego would be good, but I don't want to pay Florida state tax. I don't want to pay for expensive ass houses there.
Yeah, bro.
But it is beautiful. I've been to San Diego twice. I don't know. It was really nice.
Comic-Con?
Huh? Yeah. Went to Comic-Con once. Anthony, you were there that time. We both went to Comic-Con, I believe. Same time.
Yep.
I think I went to Comic-Con a
favorite
couple
con.
times. My girlfriend grew up there, so she loved it because she loves the San Diego Zoo. It's like the best one in the
course.
country. She loves the beach, so she would love to move there. But I'm not paying 13% state tax and paying $3 million for a cardboard box. No,
this is my house. This is like 400 square foot.
Yeah, not doing it.
Oh, I need to swing back to country, Greg. Do you have any because you have, as funny as I don't know how to say this because I don't really listen to country, but I feel like if people who do listen to country would hear a country Greg song and be like, man,
he's good.
He's fucking killing it. Do you have any background with
so
music?
Alarming. So good.
Do you have?
No, not at all. I think so. I grew up watching my brother pop pimples in the mirror and make voices, and so I just kind of followed suit with being a weirdo. So from a young age, and you got to understand, right? When you live in Kansas City or Missouri or Ohio or wherever you live, it's you've got two options. Either you're the kid that drives the big rig truck, even though you live in a suburb and you're not from the country, but you pretend to be, or you're blasting the EDM and like the hip hop. And I was like a hyper mixture of both of those.
Yeah.
Because my mom's from like Arkansas, so it's like, my grandma is, hey Paula, bring down the things downstairs. Like my family is mad country, but like I didn't grow up in the country, but I spent a lot of time there, so I love country music, and I thought, I was like, what would be really cool, because like I love hip hop. I was like, what if we just did like decent country covers of these like hot hip hop tracks? And so my boy Trey and I just started doing them, and then the first one that we put up, like Slim Thug, Chris Brown, like all these huge rappers and artists started reposting the video, and I was like, bro, like this might be the wave. And then we started working on like some originals, and we did like that Post Malone song, which got me that Post Malone follow on Twitter, and I was like, bro, this is it. And then he's been in jail for the last basically 8 months, but he's getting out soon. Country Greg is. So
you think he's been writing in jail? It seems to be a pretty popular thing for hip hop artists.
He's writing every day, bro.
I'm excited. Are we gonna get a full album 2021?
Listen,
I want.
Can we leak that information right here?
You need a full album, and then from there, tour.
Come on, man. This is it. Can we get an exclusive leak right now? Are we getting a full album?
Listen, EP coming soon.
Okay.
I've got a vision for Greg that involves rhinestones, and I want you to know it's coming.
Are we getting a Country Greg, Joe Exotic fucking
I need you
crossover?
I need you to look up vintage Conway Twitty, and then tell me that's not the look for me, for Greg.
Okay.
Right
I
there.
think I know what this looks like.
Hello, darling.
Vintage Conway. It's the first thing that came up is shirt.
Exactly. My man was styling in the 70s and the 80s, bro. Listen, and we're keeping the Carhartt, though. The Carhartt goes nowhere.
My God, some of these collars are so big they cover his whole shoulders.
That's what I'm saying, bro. They're like shoulder. Like when he was in the NFL, he didn't even need pads. He just wore those shirts.
Wait, he was in the NFL?
No, but
It's impossible to tell with Jordan, man. Some of the shit he says, you just believe it and just go with it. Like, it's hard to tell.
Did you know? Have you ever noticed in Family Guy that they?
Yes, there it is.
They reference Conway Twitty. Hello, darling.
He just smoked the most weed ever out of an apple, world record for sure.
The most weed out of an apple.
That's how they do in the country. You just, like you cut a hole and suck that shit out of the apple. Oh yeah.
Hey, this will get Kush, Janine. Bring out a
bowl. Is that a microphone, or is that a 12-foot long mag light?
It's a fleshlight.
A 12-foot long mag light.
Look at that thing.
It's not a better weapon than a mag light, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, Country Greg always gets me excited. It's good. It's generally good. If anybody listening to this podcast has not heard a Country Greg song, please do yourself a favor. Look it up.
Maybe we can play one.
What platforms could you find Country Greg?
Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube. There's a whole playlist on YouTube you can just put
I
on
prefer
repeat.
the YouTube videos because there's music videos and they're glorious. I love them.
Dude, the best is when there were like professional reviews from like All Def Digital of like their team watching the video, and it was, dude, I love like Trevor Wallace, the Drink a Bang guy.
Yeah,
he was a part of that cast that did a review on the video, and I was like, and the funny thing is, by the end of it, they were kind of like, this kind of bops, and I was like, yeah, I was like, all right, people review and like it.
It's always fun when you do like a passion project like that that's not meant to be taken super seriously, and then it turns into something like...
I mean, didn't some radio stations like play it?
Yeah, bro. Like there were some like syndicated radio programs like played the Post Malone one. And you know what's really funny too, and that blows my mind, is people are like, I get more videos of people's kids, like they're like, my kid loves your music. And they're like 4-year-old babies like dancing in the living room to like my songs, and I'm like, that is so cool. Like that is so sick. Cause you forget about it, because what we do, right? It's like, we're grinding like 8 hours a day of video games and content. And then like, so when you step out, honestly, the guy I do all the songs with is so unbelievably talented. We usually bust those covers out in probably 3 hours or less usually. Like we go over, We record. He's a wizard, like, in all the like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. You know, have you ever been in that situation with tech where you're just like, I don't know what he's doing, and he's like, okay, bro, you got it. You're good to go. You're taken care of. And I'm like, what? And he's like, just sing the lyrics. I'm like, okay. But yeah, bro, it's nuts, but it's fun. I'm ready to do more music too. I think it's time for Greg to return. He's getting out of jail soon. Getting out of county.
That's funny hearing about like the 4-year-old little kid, because like with what we do, you kind of have to relate to it. You have to understand video games. You have to understand what you're watching. But like music, everybody gets music. So like that.
Yeah, it's universal.
Anybody can relate to it. Anybody can listen to that and enjoy it, which is great. What is the process like for a Country Greg song? Like how does it, like, from start to finish?
Dude, so it usually starts like this, right? I got my phone. I'm listening to something on the radio. I look, I check, it's like, oh man, like the box. I wanted to do Roddy Ricch the box. Because I was like, told him fuck, 12 fuck, SWAT. You know what I mean? Like, what is this? Hilarious. So like, I call Trey and I'm like, yo, listen, I'm like, we need to do this cover. And he's like, all right, cool. Because he works like a full-time job. So he's only available in the mornings when we want to do stuff, which is awful for me because I go to bed at like 7 o'clock.
He'll be full-time producer.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I head over, we'll sit down, and we'll write the lyrics out, and usually I'll be like, okay, man, because we have to set up a melody, because we don't like to just recreate the song in the same format usually as the original. The Post Malone one was an exception just because I really like that song, I Fall Apart. But we'll come up with a melody. He'll bust out we'll bust out a whole instrumental from scratch in usually less than 45 minutes, just from top to bottom. The guy's a freak. I'll lay down the vocals. Jesus. We'll sit there and laugh for 2 straight hours, because you have to understand, like, I did the Sunflower cover from Post Malone. Ray Shremmerd, or who's the guy from it that's on that song? Who's the guy from it that's on that song?
Is that Sway Lee?
Sway Lee, yes.
Yeah.
Sway Lee, he's got such a high tone that to match the pitch, I had to go, like, I'm sitting there for like an hour and a half, like, sunflower, like trying to like, I'm like, sunflower, like you're trying to like hit it from like both sides, and then you're just sitting there laughing at each other because the pre-recorded before the auto-tune just sounds like shit. Just sounds like shit.
Of you?
Yeah, it's not bad, but like,
I don't believe
when you're trying to match these crazy pitches, True. You're like, bro, I don't know what to do, and so I'm like, just throw some auto on that, bro. Just make me sound better.
You ever gone to like the doctor and they're doing like those auditory tests, and it's just like different pitches, like
I can't hear anything anymore.
Yeah, that's just you, but the country version. I'm like, all right, we're good at there.
Like, what? Like,
have you ever had to like step out of the booth because you can't compose yourself?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like it's just too much. Like you're like, am I really fucking doing this?
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly because him and I vibe on a level where we both know, like for example, we wrote a song once, like our original song, and we like laid it down, and I had it, and I was like, this is the worst shit I've ever listened to in my entire life, from top to bottom. This is the worst thing I've ever made. And he's like, what are we thinking? Like, nobody wants to hear some sad shit coming from Country Greg or whatever. All right, we're done with this. But yeah, sometimes
everybody needs like one of those ballads, People blow up from ballads.
Ballad, baby. Hell yeah.
Oh my god, I love it.
I've got a little segue here. So
okay, a
lot of Jordan's little Twitter videos revolve around, like a fast food drive-through or something, or some sort of like food. So can you give us the best fast food restaurants and the worst fast food restaurants? We need the Jordan quick tier list.
Okay, listen.
We already know what number 1 is.
Yeah, Taco Bell's number 1, baby. Listen.
Wait,
shout out to my fam.
Yeah, let the people know you are like a Taco Bell like brand ambassador, right?
Yes, 100%, bro. I was a part of their inaugural creator program. They reached out to me, and I literally about pooped my pants. Like, immediately I call my girlfriend, I'm like, it's happening. She's like, what? I'm like, the full Taco Bell partnership is inbound.
We've been talking about this for months. It's happening.
I've been holding out for 5 years working with any other fast food company so this could happen. But I'm gonna go with Taco Bell. Dude, honestly, and people can make fun of me all you want, but like, bro, McDonald's breakfast just hits different. I like Mickey D's breakfast. You can't go wrong with it. It tastes the same no matter where you're at. Dude, yeah. McMuffin Gang, McGriddles. Where did High C Orange go? That's my only concern.
That's why I wanted to bring it up. There's so much passion.
Chick-fil-A, I love their breakfast sandwich. They have a
those
bagel
chicken
chicken
minis
and cheese
slap!
sandwich, bro. Huge.
What was
In and
it?
Out, always solid, but their French fries are garbage. I love me a double-double though.
Wait, whose
only
French fries are trash?
In-N-Out.
In-N-Out's
said.
fries
I only
are
had In-N-Out a
trash.
few
Oh.
times. It wasn't
Animal
like,
fries
wasn't
are okay.
life-changing like people seem
I
to
thought
think.
you were saying Chick-fil-A's fries
No,
are
no, no.
trash. I was about to
Chick-fil-A
slap
waffle
you.
fries, bro.
Elite.
You gotta mix the buttermilk ranch with the buffalo sauce and just, just sit there. Yeah, you know what I mean? Just take a nibble, bro. Because it hits different. And then I like Wendy's chili. I'll just throw that in there. I like Wendy's chili.
Wendy's
It's
chili's
always
pretty solid, man. I do like Wendy's chili.
solid. Worst fast
Jordy
food?
Jordan likes Wendy's chili too, I've heard. He loves it.
Yeah.
We got to have him on the podcast, talk about some Wendy's chili.
I'd love to have...
Wendy's
You know what-
Redemption.
Do you remember? McDonald's almost bankrupt that man. We have to talk about it.
What?
He said he spent so much time and money driving back and forth and getting so much food at McDonald's that it was affecting his life.
Hey.
That's a lot of driving, bro.
You need some Big Macs, dude. What are you going to do? All right, what's the worst, most overrated fast food places? I guess none of them are, if there's some that are just straight up bad, but I mean, I don't feel like any of them are bad, just some are overrated, you know?
Listen, none of them are really bad, but I had the worst experience of my life at a Jack in the Box, and I haven't been back since.
I don't think I've ever been to one.
Listen, I pull up in the drive-thru, and the guy already sounds like a serial killer, right? Like, he's talking to me, and I'm like, hey, and he's like, hello. And I'm like, okay, weird. And so I order, and I get to the window, and he, like, Kylie talks over me or something because I get something wrong with the order. So, like, he knows there's a female in the car. So he goes and he looks into the vehicle whenever I'm paying and stares at my girlfriend for literally 10 seconds, like just dead stare. And I'm like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, hello, I'm in the middle. Obviously she's here with me. Hands me the food. And I'm looking at Kylie and I go, check the food. And she's like, why? And I was like, check it. There's a giant bite mark out of the chicken sandwich that she ordered. Just a full piece of the bun and the chicken missing out of the sandwich. And I go throw it out. So I hit up Jack in the Box. I'm like, hey, I'm pretty sure one of your employees drinks milk with ice at Starbucks and is a serial killer and just basically ogled my girlfriend. I was like, and took a bite out of my sandwich, right? And so they're like, oh, cool, we'll make it up to you. They sent me a $10 gift card. What am I supposed to do with $10, dog? That's not even 2 combo meals.
Wait, what?
Never been back since.
Wait, when you say you hit up Jack in the Box, what does that mean?
I tweeted at him and I
Jack
go,
himself?
somebody ate part of my chicken sandwich, bro. And they were like, oh, that's okay. It's normal. I'm like, what? What?
You never know what you're going to get at Jack in the Box.
I have to
But
tell
I
you
will
guys
this,
my
though.
Jack in the
A good
Box
Jack in the Box
story.
visit, shake and fries, and one of their big thick burgers is good. So
It's called a
I've
big
been
thick
thinking about
burger.
getting another shot.
I've never had a big thick burger from Jack in the Box.
Yeah, you like
I have
big thick
a
burger.
Jack in the Box story as well. And what's interesting about it is that there is no story. So in 3 separate occasions, in 3 different states, on 3 different business trips, I have DoorDashed or Postmates or whatever the hell it is, Jack in the Box. And each time that I've done it, within 5 minutes of placing the order, I've passed the fuck out and missed the delivery. Every time. And it only happens when I get Jack in the Box. So my story is that I don't have a story for
Just
Jack in the
change
Box
it
because I mess it up every
change
time.
it to leave on the doorstep, dude. At least then you get it. It's cold and shitty, but you got it.
Leave it on the doorstep of the hotel, please. I don't know. They don't know what room I'm in, but but you guys can just leave it down there.
At the hotel.
Yeah,
Dude, I
no, I'm
ordered
just
Chinese in Chicago like a few months ago when I was there, like driving through for that COD event. And I'm expecting like some sort of notification or like phone call or whatever. And finally it's been like 45 minutes and I go downstairs and the lady working the counter is like, oh, it's been sitting here on the counter for like an hour. And I was like, what? I still ate it because I'm overweight. But like, like it's like there's probably been 20 customers coming in and out of this hotel that have like walked by or, I don't know, whatever. I'm alive.
just sitting there like, it's been here for a minute.
So
Thank you.
You've told me about this experience, but you need to share with Anthony because I think it's cool as shit. The Taco Bell like 5-star chef hotel experience extravaganza.
Listen, dude.
Ooh.
So the first time they brought me out to Irvine to visit Taco Bell headquarters, they have a test kitchen there, and they have the chef who basically designs all of the menu items.
Yeah.
And so when you get to go, it's like her and her team make you all of this food fresh, but it's not like, it's like,
Are you looking for a nice way to say it's real ingredients?
no, it's like that's the best part.
It's
That's the best
real
part.
food.
It's an actual Taco Bell kitchen, so they're making it like Taco, but it's just like if Jesus touched the food. It's so good, bro. It's just so undeniably good. And like the thing is, it's like you get to try items 6 months before they come out. So like everybody was excited for like, this new burrito to come out. And I'm like, tried that 6 months ago. What's good? You know what I mean? And like, what's funny too is like they have different test markets like all across the country. And I remember like Kansas City where I'm at, we get some items that like a lot of other people don't get across the country. But it was interesting to learn like Ohio, for example, like Columbus, the market there actually has more Taco Bell items than almost anywhere else in the country that they introduce as to try to get a feel for like a demographic there, because I don't really know why, but it's like, bro, I'm trying to take like a cross country tour to try all these things I've never had before. I think in Canada they have like a Cheeto burrito. I'm like, come on, like they got poutine in Canada, bro.
I
At
would
Taco Bell.
waste
What
to
is
that.
a Cheeto burrito? They put Cheetos in the burrito, or
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm like, I saw it in Canada. You gotta understand, bro. I'm out here like Googling, like on web, I'm trying to, and then they did an interview with me, right? And they were like asking me questions about like what my favorite menu items were. And I was like, Mexi Melt, no question. I'm bringing up all this stuff like that were like limited runs that they had at Taco Bell. And I literally remember the interviewer going, I don't even remember some of the items that you just said. And I was like, I'm a true fan for life.
The ultimate Taco Bell item that has ever been released, and they've changed the name of it, of course, so that we don't feel like fat Americans that we really are. The XXL Chalupa, aka a chalupa trough for pigs, full of fucking meat product, cheese, and I added potatoes on top with the fucking red Krispies. Oh,
Bro, have you had the triple chalupa?
the triple chalupa?
What's a
Is
triple
that
chalupa?
Is that the same
It's
thing?
3 chalupas in one. And they're connected. You thought
I feel
that
like they're just doing science.
you thought the
experiments with us at this
XXL
point. They're trying to see what the
is that
human
just
body
a-
can handle.
It's just
Did
a
you guys
kayak
have-
made out of chalupa bread.
Bro, it's a full it's literally a meat canoe. It's literally it's 3 chalupas that's this big, and then they fill it with beef or whatever you want. And did you have the naked chicken chalupa when they had it as well?
I don't know if I did.
The
But it sounds
shell?
hot.
The shell is fried chicken.
Yes, I did.
I have not had that, but I remember seeing that and thinking, like, what the fuck have they done?
Imagine eating-
Taco Bell is experimenting on humans to see how much fucking beef, beans, and cheese a human being can take before they explode.
And I can take a lot.
It's crazy where your mind, like, because I like Taco Bell, so I perceive a chalupa shell that's made out of chicken as, fuck yeah, that's great. But I see KFC make a sandwich where the buns are chicken, and I'm like, I can feel my blood turning to jelly.
Listen.
It's the same thing, but because I like Taco Bell, I accept it.
Listen.
I don't know. I'm just fat.
Have you had the donut sandwich from KFC yet?
No. But I
Neither
have a
have I,
local
but I
donut
literally
spot that makes
Just
sandwiches like
watched
that.
a TikTok where this girl was doing a review, and she literally goes, "This slaps," and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, 4 miles, 45-minute delivery time. Yeah, I might get one today. I might just for the sake of a review, bro. The buns are donuts. Also, you're talking about like the stacker where they had like the corn dogs and the inside with like the chicken shell or whatever, right?
That's a thing?
It was something along those
KFC
lines.
made corn dogs?
Dude, I made my own variation of it. It was incredible.
I guess if they're making donut sandwiches at this point, they've tried everything. Corn dogs have been a thing at some point. Now, listen, imagine we make a corn dog, but we stuff chicken inside of it, cover it in gravy.
It's not actually a breading on the corn dog, it's just fried chicken.
You know how they make the gravy at KFC, by the way? Like,
I
at
don't
least
think
from
I want
what
to
I've been
know.
told.
That's
It's
always a
like
questionable segue.
The excess shavings from the chicken that they have, like whenever they're frying it, they use that. Same thing with like Wendy's chili. They use the beef from the grill that's not used, and they have it like for the chili. Yeah,
That's
I don't
partially
know.
disgusting and partially like, yeah, that's
Why
probably
do I know
delicious.
this much?
I don't know. It's kind of scary. Have you ever worked fast food?
No, but I got to tell you what. Actually, hold on. I did a commercial in Seattle for Taco Bell, and they didn't shut down the store while we were shooting it because they would lose too much business. So it was me, Major Nelson, and Aaron from Xbox.
Can I see this? I need to see this commercial.
They were. It's probably, dude. It was like a Facebook commercial, right? They have to go through the drive-through, and I'm pretending to be a worker. Let me just explain to you, to anybody out there working in food service, thank you, because that was the hardest, bro. You're sitting there. I got 13 people in this small little area with me, like all, swooping together this food, and I'm literally like, "Hi, welcome to Taco Bell. Can I take your order, please?" Like, there's just so much pressure, bro. It's like I'm trying to defuse a bomb and I cut the wrong wire. It's like I don't know how they do it. Thank you, food workers.
That's a game they need to make. They've got keep talking and nobody explodes. They need keep making food and nobody kills you.
And no customers explode.
Yeah. That'd be fun. High pressure. Wait, I'm pretty sure they have games like that, like timed food making games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there's one on the Switch.
It's called something Mama, right? Cooking Mama.
There's
right?
Cooking Mama, and there's another one. I think it's Overcooked.
Oh yeah, Overcooked is like the indie game one, yeah.
Which is everything I make myself, which is why I don't cook anymore.
That's why Taco. So you got Taco Bell, you've got DiGiorno. Is there anything else that you've got food connection wise?
Or that you want?
Dude.
Or that what's the dream one? Obviously Taco Bell was the dream
Simply
one.
Lemonade, bro. I want Simply Lemonade to reach out to me and make it happen. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
I feel like that should be entirely possible.
Because here's why. I reached out. So there's two companies I reached out to at the onset of my career starting 7 years ago. One of them was Huggies. And in the email I said, I'm shitting on people. I need your diapers. And they immediately, they responded, they literally,
right
they replied, and I'm not kidding you. It said no. That's literally all it said. No header, no subject line. It just said no. Okay. Then I sent Simply Lemonade, and they're like, sorry, it doesn't align with our product goals. And I'm like, I'm literally an overweight Midwesterner who drinks all of your sugary beverages. I align perfectly with your brand image. Let's sell this stuff. Let's sell it. Come on.
Oh my god.
Jordan gets 50,000 views on a Call of Duty montage. Just gotta call up Huggies, dude. I'm shitting on kids. That's amazing. That's beautiful.
Can you imagine if I just pulled up to an event with an adult diaper on, bro, and I was just like, what's good? All y'all about to get pooped on today's tournament. That would be the most epic shit in the world, bro.
But it's not pulled over anything. It's just like you're an adult baby. Like
He literally just looks like Captain Underpants.
Exactly.
Captain Underpants pulled up to the Halo convention.
Oh my god.
Bro, that needs
Who
to
wants
be
to
a
fight
skit.
the Captain Underpants in the gulag today?
That needs to be a skit. Need to see it.
Oh my
Gulag
god.
in
Yo,
my diaper.
Speaking of gulag, you've been streaming a lot of Warzone, right? And from my understanding, your Twitch stream's
Your Twitch is
popping the
blowing
heck
up.
off, right?
Bro, it's been a blessing from God, bros. For real. Like, so at the beginning of last month, or in March, I don't even know what month it is anymore, right? Like, who knows?
This year's gonna be gone.
No, it's like March, I'm averaging probably 275 to 400 people in the stream, and then Warzone
Is that
comes
viewers
out
or
and-
what'd
What'd you say?
Is that viewers or subs? Sorry.
Viewers. And I'm sitting at probably at that time, 600 and probably 550, 650 subs,
This
something
is
like that.
beginning of March, you said, right?
Beginning of March, yeah. And then April 16th, I'm sitting at maybe 1,000 people, 1,100 people streaming. I'm at 7K subs. And I'm it's insane. And I'm actually fighting the drop off right now, right? Because when the month goes, you're we hit 7K. And then the next month comes around and you're we're at 2,000. Because,
Yeah.
you get 6K gifted and then it's okay, what's going on? But bro, it's been absolutely insane. My community, bro, I'm telling you, I'm funny. I have found the 1,000 other people in the world that are equally as crazy as I am. And they're all in my chat. So I laugh a lot. There's some stuff where I'm like, man, I'm just going to steal that bit and then credit you afterwards. But, thanks for typing that in chat and giving me a free joke.
The things I've seen you post, the clips that you've posted on, because I don't play Warzone. I play S&D with Tyler and the guys.
Play with
but
us.
BRs have never really been a huge thing for me. But watching your clips when you call the RPGs or the C4s from across the country, dude, are unbelievable.
Dude.
It's
I'm telling you this. The helicopter is the best weapon in the game. And they actually just got rid of
Didn't
it
they
last night.
remove it? Yeah, I thought they
got rid of it because
Why?
people were going under the map and hiding out till the end of the game. Literally. There's a spot over by the docks in prison over there where you can literally fly under the map. but there's nothing more satisfying in a video game to me than flying into a team and then just parachuting out and then watching all of them blow up from the chopper explosion. Because they're literally sitting over there. It's like a bunch of 8-year-olds like, I don't know, Marcus, what do you think I should do? Is the go out with the MP7? And then they're all in the gulag, bro. They're in heaven. You know what I mean?
Dude, there was one, God, what was it? Maybe it was a clip with the helicopter where you're like, I'm gonna get these kids, and you like abandon ship. And you just see this thing like just, and then just all of them, the whole squad, the Jeep, everything, just gone.
Yeah, it's fun. And what's crazy too is like when you play, so like I figured the formula out. You bring in, like my brother, and then you have 2 sweaty tryhard carries. You know what I'm saying? So we get to mess around with the choppers while they're dropping 45 kills a game just between the two of them.
And both people are happy.
And we're all happy. We're all happy because I'm like last night, for example, when I was playing, literally because I get viewer challenges all the time. They're like, bro, I'll give 10 subs if you run a crossbow SKS. So I'm out there literally Fatness Everdeen, bowing people from across map, and like people are just like, the best is like the voice chatter when they're like, where but yeah, it's fun. And I think the thing that I love about Warzone 2, and WILDCAT can attest to this because he plays a lot as well, is like there's just it's just core Modern Warfare but with armor. And like, besides the snake shots, which are like literally, have you seen those, Jiggly?
I haven't been playing much lately, but
they're in S&D too.
I have them, and I mess around in S&D. They don't seem that crazy good in S&D. Like they're pretty good, but apparently like in Warzone they're a whole nother level.
I got one tap last night with full armor by those things. So like you'll run into like a full team of like phase gear outfitted kids that bought it from the store. And they're all running the same setup with the akimbo snake shot.
Just running.
You see them coming, and I'm literally like, exit game. Like, as soon as I see those outfits, I'm like, we're not winning this gunfight. It's not happening. But yeah,
it's interesting that you just did that. So maybe is it because of your Halo background? You still play with a controller on PC, don't you?
Dude, I'm still on a PS4 Pro right now because I just am lazy and haven't set it up. But yeah, I come from Halo background. There's just, I don't know. I have like just a connection with a controller that I feel like a lot of people have with mouse and keyboard that I just don't.
I've like grown that connection. Like I used to like love playing on controller, but ever since I got into like mouse and keyboard, there's something way more satisfying to me about using my whole arm and like hitting flicks and stuff. And then when I go back to a controller, I just feel like my hands are tied behind my back. I'm like, this doesn't work. It's not how I can't move.
Also, your skill ceiling goes up to here on a mouse and a keyboard, and I feel like controller can 100% hang. It's not a question, right? Like,
no, you hang every time we play for sure. Like you like we've played gunfight. You pop off. I get carried.
Yes, bro. But those
we need to play more
gunfight. Yes, Jiggly, you need to play trio gunfights with us. They
I think he would lose his mind. I don't know if that would be good.
Dude, I mean, I lose my mind regardless.
It would be, imagine we do one of the 3v3 tournaments, it would be in just an hour of pure Jiggly rage, bro.
I think what is gunfight, exactly?
So
what
gunfight,
happens?
they put you on a small map and it's like 2v2s or 3v3s, and the only objective is you kill each other, or when the timer runs out, it puts a flag in the middle, and the team with the lowest amount of health has to capture the flag or they lose. And that's it. You just do a best of 11, first to 6 round wins.
You can get beamed off the rip. Like, I mean, I'm talking as soon as you spawn in for the round, like you can get shredded. And I can only, after our sponsored Fortnite session together, I can only imagine the amount of anger that would come to your life if we were playing.
Was this the very first Fortnite sponsored, like, was this the Battle Royale?
Yeah, this is back when it was first launching.
Yeah, I was
back
pissed.
when PUBG was still big.
I was pissed because all you guys got Fortnite Battle Royale sponsored stuff, and I didn't. I was upset. I was like, I'll play the game. Like, give me a sponsor.
Yeah, and you were like, I don't know, probably the best one out of the group in terms of
I was pretty good.
Raw skill. Yeah, you were beating like pros and stuff when you were playing.
Yeah,
that game
I was really good back
day.
then, but like the skill ceiling for that game has just gone. Like, it was always high, but ever since they added creative. And like people started getting crazy with the editing, and like all the pro scene started to blow up, and it was, anybody in the world over the age of 13 could literally win $3 million in a tournament. The skill ceiling of that game just took off, and if you don't play every day, all day, you don't keep up, because there are literally tens of thousands of people that play all day, every day.
Can you imagine winning
$3
million when you're 16?
No, but Booga can. And
Dude,
that was insane.
I don't know what I would have done with that kind of money at 16 years old.
I mean, not only
I probably would have bought a lot of porn, to be honest with you. At 16, I would have been like, oh my god, I'm getting premium access to every website I can find.
Well, nowadays, nowadays it's mostly free. So, you know,
Yeah.
who knows what he's spending money on. But not only did he win all that money.
Jiggly's like, I still buy Playboys.
I'm old-fashioned. I like the way the paper smells when I'm jerking it.
I like the way the paper smells. Gross.
Ain't nothing better than a fresh printed magazine. The aroma as I'm beating
makes
my
me feel-
sausage.
I order the high dollar stuff. They got $500 magazines with scratch and sniff on them.
You remember Scratch and Sniffs? Man.
Yes, I do. And I
What would it
could
be
not
like for
imagine that
adults?
with exactly that, scratch and sniff porn.
Just bourbon and smells like sweat and sadness. What is that? Smells like loneliness and poor relationship with my wife.
What is this one? Oh yes, domestic violence. I love that, Smith.
We need to run some Warzone, because the thing is, you usually play late at night, and that's usually I'm like an old man now. I just go to bed so early, but I want to play. We got to play sometime. I want to play with Finn.
Yes.
How'd you meet Finn?
Dude,
I mean, I know a bit of the story, but just for everybody else.
So whenever the first season of Stranger Things came out, I'm an IMDb or IMBD, whatever. I'm like a nerd for looking up cast members. So I just was looking up everybody, you know, because you gotta love the sheriff, right? Like you gotta love everybody. So I'm looking and I find Finn's Twitter and he's already following me, and I'm like, why is Mike from Stranger Things?
I was gonna say, yeah. So Finn plays Mike. What is Finn's full name?
Finn Wolfhard, I think.
Yeah, so he plays Mike from Stranger Things, which is Eleven's like, you know, boyfriend basically in the show. And he's like the brother to the main sister, the oldest sister and stuff. So I'm watching the show and I'm like, man, this show's incredible. So I see he's following me, and so I follow him back, and he's like, hey man, like I watched The Crew like growing up, and like I love your videos, and he's like for real quoting weird niche videos for my channel, and I'm like, this is insane. So I'm like, we started playing like some Modern Warfare Remastered and like Fortnite, and then we actually just played in that Chipotle charity tournament with Marcel. And that was hilarious because we had so many tech issues. And then finally at the end, we popped off with like a 60 kill game. And Finn like clutched up, which is super dope. But yeah, it's just funny because it's weird that we're at a place where like kids who are like 20 years old have been watching us since they were 12. And you're like, oh, you're a movie star now. Like,
right.
You watch my content. That's so weird, but like awesome at the same time. You know, or like playing with athletes and stuff. It's like just to see where the scene, think about where the scene was in 2013 when we were all kind of getting our original shine on versus now is like
especially
literally
in the past like
insane.
year and a half. Like I mean, I literally like I think I'm gonna be playing Warzone with Josh Hart tomorrow. Like
sick.
He wanted to play today, but I'm like I have the podcast. We'll play tomorrow. But like that's crazy. Like that wouldn't happen like a few years ago. I mean, obviously now like with the quarantine stuff too, it's even like on another level. Like you have you know, Gronkowski out here playing Warzone with some of the people I've known for years. Like he played with my buddy Pineapples and my buddy Frozone. Like they're smaller Twitch streamers, but they've been grinding for years. They started with like Pineapple started with like H1Z1.
Nasty.
He's nuts. They're both nuts. They're both really good. But I watched them like post a game. They're like, we just dropped 50 kills. You look at the kills and it's like 18, 16, 14. Gronk 2.
And you know Gronk was like, hey, 2K damage. 2K damage though.
Yeah, this is crazy though. Because like a lot of athletes, athletes are, that's another thing that blows my mind. How many athletes are now younger than me? It makes me feel old. Like pretty much most of the good ones, other than like LeBron, but like all the up and coming, like, oh yeah, this guy's straight out of college. He's going to be the next big thing in the NBA or the next big thing in the NFL. It's like, he's 23, he's 22.
And then you do the math and you're like, wow, you could have been watching me when you were 14. Like there's a Dalton Schultz plays for the Cowboys. He's a tight end for the Cowboys. And I guess I signed something and took a photo with him in LA during E3, like back in 2014.
That's crazy.
And he was like, literally like, he was still a big kid, but he was not NFL big. And I saw him in Dallas at the COD event last year. And he's like, hey man, what's up? And like, we followed each other on Twitter, but like, I didn't compute that it was like the same little kid that I had met when he was like a child, basically, who's like a grown ass man that could throw me around like a rag doll. So I'm like looking up at him. I'm like, cool dude, nice to meet you. Like, you know, going in for the bro hug, but you're like 15 inches shorter. So you're like,
I mean, like, I can't relate, but yeah, I get you.
Yeah. I'm 6 foot. How tall are you? Like what? 6'9", dude?
6'5", not 6'9". Good God, life would be so hard. Dude, poor Joel, man, at 6'8". Dude, 6'5", like 6'3" is where you want to be. You're tall, but you're not too tall. 6'5", you start hitting ceiling fans. You don't fit in cars right. You don't fit in airplane seats. 6'8" is that all amplified plus some problems I don't even know about.
Dude, I looked like a
huge.
child when I traveled with those guys. Like Hova and I were the same height, but then Speedy and Nobody Epic, bro. If I was like anywhere too close to the camera or for like, you know, like for depth, it looked like I was like a little baby that they had as a tag along and all those I was like, thanks for taking me, Dad. Like, pick me up and put me in my high chair for dinner at, you know, Morton's.
Oh my God. All right, Jordan, this is just random. Best barbecue in the area.
Oh man. For
You
me,
got to shout out the hometown.
shout out to KC, man. Land of the barbecue, that nice wet, sweet molasses. Listen,
I still need to come for some KC barbecue.
dude, come to KC. I'll take you to like 4 spots. You'll literally be disgusted with yourself after the end of it. Like that's the kind
That's
of
what I
visit you want.
want. I need that, yes.
I love Jack Stack Barbecue. The one there's 2 that everybody goes to here in Kansas City. It's Q39 because it's been on a lot of Food Channel Network shows, and a lot of people, they love to go to Oklahoma Joe's, which is now Joe's Kansas City. Both great restaurants, but I prefer Jack Stack and this place called Blind Box Barbecue. Jack Stack, for me, it's like a nice building, but the thing is, bro, I'm a sides man. You know what I'm saying? I love me some good ribs, some burn-ins.
Some good beans, dude.
Beans, cheesy corn, bro, jalapeno cornbread. Like anything you can imagine, you could just fit in your mouth, a deliciousness that fits the genre of barbecue. Jack Stack's got it. And then, what are they, charcuterie, however you pronounce those big platters with meat and fruit.
I don't know, we're not fancy.
Yeah, who am I, right?
Them
Blind Box
charcuterie trays.
does a $20 plate that has ribs, sausage, watermelon, grapes, 6 kinds of cheeses for $20, bro. And it's this big.
God.
It's like a foot long that you can get as an appetizer. So by the time you get your food, you're like, no thanks. I'll just box it up and I'm ready to go. Thank you. But yeah, those 2 are probably my favorite.
Did you have any Nashville barbecue when you were here? We did the hot chicken, but I don't know if we did. We did do barbecue with my dad. We went to that one place,
and
but that wasn't like
very
that,
good. Yeah,
that wasn't like a famous place though. I think that might even be like a chain.
Yeah, but Nashville hot chicken, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I wake up once every 3 weeks and I'm like, man, I wish I had that here in my mouth right now. And
Nashville
I don't.
hot is
but
so
that was so
good.
good. But yeah, I like Tennessee barbecue too, man. Here's the thing, right?
I need to experience the difference. I need to try both.
Yes.
And Texas barbecue.
Close. Yeah, it's very, very close. All the same. You know what I mean? I love when people if you ever have people that recommend you restaurants, like in your comments, and you're like, it's like a chain, and you're like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't tell me to go to a chain restaurant when I come to your. Have you ever been to Chipotle? Like, yes, it's delicious, but it's like not the hot spot for me.
Mexican place that showed up in my town. You got to come check it out, dude. Chipotle. It's dude Qdoba. I can barely even pronounce it, dude.
Yeah, those 2 are probably the best to me, man. 100%.
Man.
Yeah, we're coming to visit sometime.
I just want some barbecue
Anthony,
now.
you and I both, once all this shit is over with, both of us will go visit in KC and shoot another episode in person. At a barbecue place. We'll have them set us up an area, get us away from all the other actual
100%.
customers.
They have a
That'd be
private
amazing.
room at Blind Box.
Dude, we'll just do a barbecue
Let's
mukbang.
do it. That would be amazing. A barbecue mukbang podcast.
Oh yeah.
Where we both eat
Down.
until we can't talk anymore, and then that's
So
when
I'm
it ends.
throwing up in your lap and it's all over the microphone.
Yes.
We could get really like sensual with it and call the podcast like the Muck and Fuck. And we just like eat a bunch of barbecue and like lather barbecue sauce on each other and lick it off.
Here at the Muck and Fuck.
Y'all want
like
to come
to
over to
party.
my Muck and Fuck? We eat a bunch of spicy barbecue and copulate each other.
We'll make a road trip out of it. Which reminds me, Jordan, you road trip to like all these events. Why is it you always drive rather than fly?
I hate flying.
Yeah? Is that really
do.
it?
Yeah. Also, like I grew up driving because my family we didn't really fly until I was probably like 15, and then it was like, you know, once a year, like once every couple of years.
Yeah.
And then when you get into YouTube, right, like we're like, okay, I'm in LA for the 75th time this year and you're flying. I told Kylie like a year ago, I was like, or a year and a half ago, I was like, let's just like, because like at the time it's like most of the revenue that I make is like just off those stupid videos that I make. So I'm like, let's just do road trips because it's new opportunities to make content for 24 hours worth of driving. So I was like, let's just go have fun with it. So we just love road tripping, and I love stopping at like a billion different places. And like, also it's cool because like I got to go see you, and then I'm in Atlanta for a COD event, and then I come home. So I get, you can do some.
Yeah, so that was the last time I saw Jordan. Was like a couple months ago. He stopped through Nashville on his way to Atlanta for the COD event, which was cool.
Took me to that hot chicken place.
Is that when you guys did that Christmas shopping?
Yeah.
No, that was back in November. This was after then.
This was in late February, actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, February 25th. That was the COD event where I played a kid that I thought was actually going to fist fight me across from me. So yeah, he didn't laugh at a single thing I said, and I don't know if he was just. I don't know what was going on, actually.
He didn't laugh at anything? You were just driving him nuts?
He was so straight-faced. And so finally, in the middle of it, I literally was looking at him, I was going, are you an angry boy? Are you an angry boy? And he still didn't break. And I looked at him, and I turned around and looked at Kylie, and I go, I think this kid's legitimately pissed off at me. Like,
you've invited me several times, and I need to go one of these times to one of these events, like either a local one in Kansas City or another one. Like, I wanted to go to the one in Dallas with you, but that got
obviously it got canned. Both of you should go because it's not about winning; it's about making content at the event. And if you beat a team, there's nothing more demoralizing to that squad than losing to a team of YouTubers that are like running combat axes. You know what I mean? Like, you're running throwing knives and akimbo pistols, and they're like, "What? No."
Yeah, I need to go and experience it firsthand. I've never actually been to like a Call of Duty event. I've been to several Fortnite events. I went to like the PAX tournament in 2018. I went to the World Cup. I've been to like BlizzCon where they've had tournaments and other like events where they've had tournaments there, but I've never gone to just a COD event. I feel like I missed out on the glory days, but there's still got to be some moments I need to experience.
Yeah, I mean, right now, it's really interesting too with like the COD League in general is like, the franchising was pretty interesting to see. Like when I went to Minnesota for the Minneapolis event, they had such a huge fan base show up for their like first event that I was like, this is crazy. It's nuts because now you're starting to see it like, city-based development where, like for example, like you're a Browns fan. It's like now you're a Minnesota Rocker fan. And it's like, it's interesting because, Overwatch obviously has done it. There's been other leagues that have done it, but seeing it with Call of Duty and kind of pop off in the initial and some of those smaller markets, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I was a little
this is dope.
I was a little like skeptical of it because I feel like with most esports, like people prefer to follow like players and people rather than like teams. Like people will root for a different team if their favorite player goes and plays for that team, but that happens in other sports too. But with Call of Duty, like I feel like it's not a bad idea to do the franchising because everyone plays Call of Duty. Like a bunch of people who know nothing about like this whole YouTube side of thing. They don't know anything about esports or anything. Everyone plays Call of Duty, especially now. This one's massive. I just saw something that like this is. They said that this is the most. Bro. Yeah, this is the most played Call of Duty ever. Modern Warfare is. That's what they said in their last Activision's earning call or whatever. But like, so you got people that are like, what, dude? I'm from Minnesota. We got a Call of Duty team, dude. I'll play. I'm gonna go check it out. Like, I feel like
it's gonna be lit, eh?
Yeah. And then they go and see Jordan there, just making kids cry. Dude,
the funniest part.
Tournament side.
We played with my 37-year-old brother at the tournament, who's never been to a competitive gaming event in his life, and we almost by 10 points went game 3, lost by 10 points to a team that was playing at the event, and I can't even imagine that venue would have erupted if we would have won. Because I would have exploded. I would have been like one of those train gifs where my head just exploded from the inside. Because you don't even understand. My brother clutched up with like a 2-piece. He was like in a 1v2. He knows nothing. 2 dudes come in. He's like sideswipes both. I'm sitting over here like the proud. I'm like, that's my fucking brother right there. He just killed 2 sweaty ass kids with a 2-piece and a clutch for the S&D win, bro. But yeah, you guys got to come because it'll be fun. We'll have
I think
to
it would be some good content because that's something I want to do. Like it's something I wanted to do this year, but now like obviously all that's been put on hold is I want to do like some traveling kind of not necessarily traveling vlogs, but just I want to just go somewhere with some buddies and then just film everything with no real plan. Yeah. Just go and experience mostly like other countries to experience like different cultures and stuff.
Yeah,
but like a Call of Duty event, like that's like a whole different culture. Like I want to go and experience that. Like that would be great.
I wonder if that would have be anything like being in a lobby with you in Call of Duty, where people just see you and they're like, "Hey, fuck you, Wildcat! Where's Venice?"
Yeah, probably. We'd get some people like, yeah. If we lost a single game, go back to Fortnite. Like, I would do that.
Then you just show them your earnings checks from your Fortnite tournaments, and then they just be quiet.
I'm actually
just show them the earnings from the fucking creator code.
I'm actually still one of the top 200 earnings Fortnite players, like still somewhere in there. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Just pretty
Dude,
funny.
That's the funniest too, is like kids try to flex at those tournaments, you know what I mean? And they're like talking shit. And it's like, you're like, first of all, you're playing me in a loser's bracket round 1 match. For you to make any money off this tournament, you've got to win 8 more rounds. And you almost lost to my team. Good luck, bud.
Right.
Like, good luck.
No, I always feel bad when people, yeah, I don't know. When anybody like talks shit to me and then I actually beat them in any sort of game, it's got to be the most demoralizing thing because I am awful.
I'm trying
awful at pretty much everything I play.
I've seen you put in some work when we play together.
I've gotten a little bit better. But I don't know. It's always funny. You know it's bad, like when people that you're playing with in the party, like Tyler or like Marcel, will hop in voice chat and be like, "You just got killed by Jiggly." You know how bad that is? You know how bad you should feel like
that's
our 6th man. I'm basically like, I always like to make this comparison. You know the TV show 2.5 Men?
No, you're not the brother.
No, I'm the son. I'm the half man. So whenever we play with a squad of 6, it's actually 5.5 men. Because I'm only there physically. Mentally, I'm not there as a player. I throw grenades off the spawn. I scream when I die, and
yeah, but you're there for the content.
That's about it. Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
It turns
what
out
we'll
I've
call it.
actually fallen quite a bit down the list. I'm now 377th.
That's
highest
still
earning Fortnite player.
pretty incredible. Are those lanyards behind you from your Fortnite events, by the way?
Those are from just any event. I'm pretty sure there's a World Cup event. There's several PAXs. There's like E3s. There's like miscellaneous like EA sponsored stuff. Like
I
just
keep
a
all
bunch
mine
that
too.
I found while I was like cleaning up this room and like organizing stuff.
I
I'm sure I
have
have way more. You have what?
I have lanyards galore.
Dude.
Oh
like
yeah.
this little, oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
baby.
I have that Smitty pillow too, dude. It's over there somewhere.
Yep.
I have a
got my
Schmitty
Smitty
tattoo
pillow.
on my butt cheeks.
Do you? I
That's
don't
impressive.
have that.
You push them
That
together,
sucks because
spells
he's doing a new
folded.
logo soon. So
Yeah.
Fuck! I'm just,
You gotta get a cover up. Yeah, just get the new logo over the old one. You'll be fine.
all right. So real quick, I want to take us way back, Jordan.
Okay.
I'm genuinely curious. What were you like in school? Like elementary school, middle school, high school? I mean, I'm envisioning class clown, troublemaker, but I
Dude,
just
so
gotta know.
here's the thing. I
gotta
was
know.
a class clown, but I somehow avoided being the troublemaker the entire time. Never had a single detention, actually, during any elementary, middle school, or high school.
I had multiple
Really?
suspensions, so that's pretty good.
I have one expulsion under my belt.
I made the teachers
didn't know
laugh,
this.
man.
Yeah, I've got an expulsion under my belt.
How'd you get expelled?
Well, this is God. Okay, all right.
When I hear expelled, dude, I just immediately think of Harry Potter, like Severus Snape himself. Just
Yeah,
been
I actually had an
expelled
owl.
from Hogwarts.
I had an owl fly into my home and drop a letter that said, "Don't come back."
Welcome to Hogwarts.
So kindergarten through 6th grade, I went to a private school. Like the graduating class was like 50 kids, and I had a feud with my 6th grade teacher, and it started at the beginning of the year, and it just escalated and escalated and escalated. We butted heads. We hated each other. And there was one time where she threatened me. She was like, "I need you to go to the office before I do something that I regret." And I wanted to be like what, bitch? But I was 12, so I couldn't say that. But you know what I could do? I could log onto her computer during recess and delete her entire fucking curriculum. So I did.
No way, dude.
Yep. And then I got ratted out, and then they asked me, "Did you do that?" And I looked at them proud and said, "I sure did."
Wow.
And then
you
they
know that
kicked
lady.
me out of the fucking school.
You know
Yep.
that lady like didn't know anything outside of what she had in that predetermined list.
She's
of
like, I
things.
ain't got
Oh.
a computer virus. Who gave me the virus?
She's a
And somebody watched me do it, and then I told them that I did it. And then they told the principal, and they asked me, "Why did you do that?" I said, "She got what she deserved."
Wow, we gotta find that little snitch. Who did it?
I know who it was.
Yeah,
It
where
doesn't
are you?
matter.
Were you at?
He actually did me a favor. I was trying to get out of there. I hated that place. So, yeah, I got expelled.
What is that process like? What happens after you get expelled? Like,
So it was towards the end of the school year, so I didn't really have to like redo anything to move on to the next class. But they called me into the office. They called my parents, And they sat me down and they were like, we're going to have to ask you to not bring your son back. And I was like, woohoo! And then I went to a public school.
Yeah, okay. Oh, so
I just switched to public school.
I missed that detail. It was a private school that this happened?
Yeah, this was a private school. This was like I said, it was like 50 kids in my graduating class.
Were your parents pissed?
I was 6th
Because I'm
grade.
assuming they paid probably some money
My
for that.
parents were pissed, but I actually learned later on in my life that, because I got bullied a bunch at that school, that's why I wanted to get out of there. But my mom also got bullied by other parents because it was like a Catholic school, and she was a single parent, and it was unholy and all this stupid shit. So I was doing her a favor too. And then I went to public school, and life was great. Met all my best friends there.
Dude, I got thrown into a speech like impediment class in 3rd grade or 4th grade actually that I didn't need to be in, but they needed to fill seats, and I guess they just saw me as a candidate.
What?
So like I had to go, and they're like,
all the voices.
she goes, you
Teacher,
mispronounced your
teacher.
S's. You mispronounced your S's, and I was like, I remember going home being like, Mom, do I have like a lisp or a speech impediment? And like them being like, no. And I'm like, why am I in these classes? So like a whole year goes by. They would take me out of my math class, send me to the speech class, right? I'm still not good at math because of that fundamental year missing, okay? I'm in there, and I'm like literally like, Susie sold seashells by the seashore. Why the fuck am I in this classroom? I don't understand. So finally, I'm like, Dad, you got to get me out of here. So he goes to take me out, and the lady that runs the classroom literally goes, they're going to take away the course if I don't have him. And I'm like, this is not my problem. I don't understand.
I'm in 3rd
You have
grade.
messed me up in math forever.
Yeah, let's just dumpster this one child's life and their
Yeah,
development in
why
math.
did they pick me? Because they knew I was willing. I was just like, yeah, whatever. You know what? I can still to this day tell you that the proper way to say an S is to have the tongue hit the top of your mouth with your front teeth closed. So what, Daddy? Right there.
Yep.
So the tongue's gotta hit the top, bro. I'll never forget being in that classroom and looking around being like, bro, I do not have any sort of speech impediment, and I have no clue why I'm in this room. And that's probably, when you deal with that amount of stuff, my personality started to develop right around 3rd or 4th grade. I had a teacher once tape me to my chair entirely because I was getting up and asking questions that were like irrelevant to anything that was going on. So she took duct tape and rolled it around me and the whole thing. I thought it was hilarious. Apparently other students told their parents, and then she almost got fired for it. My mom and dad were like, ha 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 ha. That's hilarious. And we went along with it, but apparently other people wanted to scar some other kid because I'm the one getting taped. I have no idea. But
I got in
you know how it
trouble
is.
in elementary school a lot for cursing.
You did?
Who would have thought? Yeah. I remember one time specifically, I was in 2nd grade, and they had like a magician come and do like a convocation, and he was doing some magic, and I'm sitting with my friends, we're like laughing, enjoying it, and then he did something crazy, and I just went, holy shit! And a teacher a few seats down goes, just calls me over, and my parents had to come in. Yeah, and then I said fuck one time in 3rd grade, got in trouble for that. Then I said god damn it one time in 3rd grade, got in trouble for that.
You guys ever have like health classes, like where it's innocent and you're younger, and the teachers are like, if you have any questions, we'll try to answer them for you. And they, like you could like write down the questions so you could be discreet, like a health class, so you're not embarrassed.
Yeah.
Well, I had a friend who was a neighbor who was much older than me, and he would, of course, would be the one that would badly influence me. So there's people asking, like, you know, do babies come from storks, or why is my mom's belly big? And then the teacher got to my question, which is, what is a clitoris?
Wait, what grade is this?
I'm like, 3rd, 4th?
This in 3rd or 4th grade.
What is a clitoris? I just repeat what I heard. She was traumatized. She called my mom. She was like, how does he know what a clit is? I didn't.
We
Just
had,
heard the word before, dude. Needed to know.
Yeah.
Did you watch like the weird, scary like sex ed videos that were like, you know, Marcus and Patricia ended up getting pregnant, and now she's living a solo life, working as a bartender, and like we had this weird like 1980s information. Yeah, it was like a scare tactics, like don't have unprotected sex. I'm like, I'm 12. I just want lollipops and Halo 2. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not worried about this. Like, what are you talking about?
I don't remember any of our sex ed stuff. I mean, it definitely was there, but I don't remember any of it. Not really. I don't know
I
why.
can tell you whatever they taught me didn't help. First time I ever saw a woman naked, I'm like, what is that?
Why is your chest so much bigger than mine? I don't understand.
Why does your penis go inside? hands in the outie? I'm confused.
Does it go on the belly button? I don't understand.
I
Where do I put it?
buttons.
I was told that as long as I don't pee in your butt, we can't have babies. So
There's no way to get you pregnant. I'm
Oh
like a
my
condom.
God.
I put 5 on. 5 on it.
Dude, I put a condom on and a hazmat suit. I'm not getting anything. I go in there looking like an astronaut.
no little pandas coming around, bro.
Nope, none at all. I wear a full body condom.
But yeah, to answer your question, Wildcat, yeah, I was the class clown. I got voted class clown my senior year. The funny thing is they had to wake me up because I was sleeping during one of my classes to go take my photo. So I literally look like I'm asleep in my yearbook photo of me for my class clown pics.
Oh, that's
did you
amazing.
sleep in classes often?
Oh, dude, so my acting teacher, bless her soul, was like the best. And so I never memorized my lines, rarely, for anything. So I would just kind of freeball it when I went up there on stage. And she had a closet with no windows and a couch in it. So it was in like, because it was in like this old dungeon area of the school. That's
I've
what they always do to the theater teachers. They give them the worst area. So I go in there and I would just sleep, bro. I'd show up like 20 minutes late to class and I'd sleep like probably two out of 5 days a week. I'd just be in there going to bed for 40 minutes. And then I'd wake up and then I'd finally be refreshed, you know.
I fell asleep in class one time that I really remember. I fell asleep in an English class. We were reading Shakespeare. This was in high school. I fell asleep, and the only reason I remember it is because I remember how I woke up, which was that I farted and woke myself up. And the whole class looked at me, including the teacher, had to stop and laugh at me. It was pretty embarrassing, but it was also
I
kind of
got
funny.
kicked out of class for farting once.
No way.
It was during a math test. And I really had to go to the bathroom. And I asked the teacher nicely, I was like, hey, can I be excused? I need to go to the bathroom. She said no. About 5 minutes later, I raised my hand and I asked again, I was like, can I please go to the bathroom? She said no. So I ripped probably the dankest, loudest, messiest fart I've probably ever heard in my life.
Messiest.
Like the farts you make on your webcam mic, Tyler, for Call of Duty?
Yeah, like that one.
It was like that. And she kicked me out of the class. So I was like, why didn't you just let me go?
Yeah,
You're kicking me out now.
Anyway, in the end, you win.
Right. I didn't get to finish my test. Not that it matters, but
I was failing trigonometry, okay, or borderline. I had like a D. So they sent me to like this like math class in the morning that you had to go to like try to like work, if you could work your grade up to like a passing grade by attending this thing.
Yeah.
And I show up and there was an entire section of the school I did not know existed in this math class. I'm talking like every reject, horrible kid you can imagine, right? Like when I say reject, I mean like they're literally going to prison as soon as they're out of high school. Okay, maybe in high school, maybe. I get in there, the teacher goes, "Okay, guys, be quiet." Am I allowed to curse on this thing, by the way?
Yeah.
I'm allowed to curse.
oh yeah, we don't
He
give a
goes,
shit.
"Okay, guys, be quiet." And some kid goes, "Shut the fuck up!" And she sits down and just stops talking. And everybody in here is just, it's like every awful kid is in this room. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I do not belong here. I'm like, this is crazy. About 2 weeks goes by. I'm leaving the room, right? The lady stops me, she grabs me by the arm and she goes, "Hey, honey." And I go, "Yeah." She goes, "You don't belong here. I'm gonna get you out of here as soon as possible." And I'm like, okay. There is no way that dude, I literally did not even like, I knew everybody. I talked to everybody. I was probably like you guys are the same way. I hung out with every clique because I just, I like life, and it's interesting when you meet new people and figure new stuff out. Never seen these kids in my life, bro. I swear to you. It's like they only showed up to get yelled at in the morning.
Deepest, darkest dungeons of the school.
Yeah, I was like, what is this, bro?
They had to hide them so they could get accredited for everything else.
Yeah. Did you guys ever have that kid that just like was never in the classroom? We had this dude that I swear to you was a 30-year-old man that dealt drugs. That he was just in the hallways. Like I literally would see him, and like you just nod at each other, and I swear to you, he'd just be leaning against with his foot up on the wall. Never saw the kid in a class. He graduated, and I was like, cool, man. I hope his wife and kids are doing good because this guy's a grown man, bro.
There were several kids that like I never saw unless it was like one random like shop class, right, where everyone just has to take it. It doesn't matter your
Right.
It doesn't matter your skill level or where you're at with any other class. Everyone has to take a shop class. And I remember there were there was this girl and this guy that were in my shop. This was in like middle school. I don't know why I said girl and guy, the boy and girl. and they wore like the full goth outfit, dog. I'm talking about the big baggy the big baggy
Drip
black
pants.
tee, yeah, with all the chains and shit, and they thought they were the coolest shit ever. Never saw them outside of that ever, and then the girl ended up getting pregnant at like 13 and never saw her again. But
dude, nice.
Some rough riders,
the goth,
dude.
I remember, so like we were in high school.
They made a shit cutting board. Okay, sorry.
Just gotta throw that in there.
Like the whole anime scene started to develop, I feel like, when I was in high school. So like I didn't understand why people were wearing tails until like 5 years ago. Like I'd see them running around wearing like tails.
Nobody
and
in
like
my high school ever wore a tail.
Dude, I had multiple people like wore tails, and I was like, what is this from? Like, and it would be like, that was like kind of when the whole furry thing was coming out, and then like you had like the anime scene was developing, so like kids would like Naruto run through the halls. I was like, I don't know what this means. And I'm like, what's going on?
When did you graduate?
I graduated in 2011.
Yeah, me too. Okay, I was like, how did I never see any of this shit? I never saw this in my class.
I mean,
it's probably because we were in Indiana, dude. Nobody knew anything there but fucking dipping and driving big trucks.
NASCAR, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
God. I think we had a couple of those at high school. I mean, we had a pretty... I don't know, dude. We have a weird mix of people in Ohio. We had like a race riot breakout at one point when I was in high school. That was always fun. All the country kids who listen to rap in their trucks but hate black people. Yeah, that was the kind of clientele we had at our school.
Sounds relatable.
How did a riot start? Were they just fighting like what was going on?
It became a constant thing throughout the school year that there was always fights between these country kids and the black kids at school. It became like a racially driven.
Enjoy their music and then be racist. How does that make
know.
any sense?
That's why we need Country Greg to bridge the gap.
Dude, I live in Southwest Ohio, and these kids thought they were from like Alabama. Okay, they have Salt Life stickers.
What is up with that?
They have Salt Life stickers on the back of the truck. Like the only salt water you see is when there's fucking rain on the ground and you pour salt into it. Like it's nothing.
To this day, I'm confused by the kids that I grew up with down the road that are like, it's like they're from northern Texas. And I'm like, bro, we live in the same neighborhood. I don't even know where you found that big rig truck you're driving around. I don't even know how you got it. And then it's all of a sudden they're like, first of all, they all start chewing at 12. Okay.
That was big in my high school.
Their girlfriends start fights, no matter what grade it is. Like, whoever they end up dating just beats the shit out of other girls by pulling their hair. And then, let's see here. They always end up going into the vocational area, and they're welders and making $65,000 straight out of high school. That was like, every time I was like, because that's what happens. They're like, well, fuck, I got to quit messing around and getting in trouble in school. And then all of a sudden they go into vocation, and now they're making more money than probably anybody is even right now at 27 getting their 4-year degree. So
yeah, I don't know how those kids ever learned anything, because whenever I was in shop class with them, like me and my buddy would be doing like, CAD, CAD, where you like draw like the 3D models of shit, and like, we would be doing all that stuff, and like those kids would just be fucking off outside, like chewing tobacco and stuff. Like the teacher never cared. Our teacher, dude, he didn't give a shit. He just, well, I see you and Travis.
What can you do?
You and Travis got your project done. Good job, you boys get an A.
Yeah, and they like already know how to do everything.
Yeah, but they would graduate and they would just build everything, dude. Like,
because they're like, yep, we're gonna be the people that keep your life going as soon as it's done. We're basically they're already done with high school by 14. They're like, well, start my career here in a couple of years. And you're like, you're damn right, Travis, and thank you for doing you, buddy.
Oh shit. My shop class was not eventful. We had a kid who somebody told him they would give him $5 if he snorted a line of sawdust.
No.
So he snorted a line of sawdust and never got his $5.
What?
Yeah.
Dude,
had a kid cut his finger off in our shop class in high school.
Oh,
not in my class, but during a shop class when I was in high school. I remember that one.
Do they even have shop classes anymore? I just feel like you can't put blades around anybody nowadays. I just feel like it just is
our shop class, they had blades, welders, all kinds of crazy shit.
Dude, I remember one time I told my shop teacher, he was like, you got the wires wrong. And I go, no, I don't. And he's like, you got the wires wrong. We were doing like electrical outlets, like literally putting them together, the wire. He goes, no, trust me. And he switches it and he puts the plug in and it blows. it melted all the plastic off the plug and the prongs and blew up the socket. And he goes, well, you had it right. And he just walks away. He just walks away, bro. He used to fall asleep with cookies in his mouth. I had to come in like to watch movies and stuff before school because like I missed a lot of school because I played a lot of video games, so I had to come in early. And I came in one morning and he had his cup of coffee and a cookie in his mouth, and he was asleep. And I knocked on the door and he goes, "Oh!" And the cookie falls out of his mouth, down his shirt, just crumbles all down his chest. And he goes, "VHS is already in. Just go in there and watch it." And I was like, "All right, cool." Like, thanks.
Oh, it's so great now, like just realizing like how lazy pieces of shit some of our teachers were. I had one teacher that
they had to put up with us.
I'm pretty sure one of my teachers came to work stoned every day.
Oh.
My media class teacher, because he just didn't give a fuck. He let me and my friends do whatever we want. It was great.
I made a joke once
stupid
about
ass videos.
One of the teachers. I said she smelled like alcohol once, and because she did, and I got in a road rage incident with her on the way to school. So she was just drunk 24/7, and she ended up getting fired because they found like basically 6/5 in her file cabinet that she was just drinking all day in her coffee, just getting drunk all day. Because I thought to myself, I go, wait, was that the so-and-so teacher? And I'm looking in the rearview and she's behind me, flipped me off, and she's honking the horn. And I'm like, what's going on? I pull and she pulls into the lot, doesn't even look at me when we go in. And so I'm joking with one of the other teachers. I'm like, you know, that lady smells like booze. Literally 5 months later, she's gone, bro. I literally saw her getting walked out with the alcohol in the crates that they had put it. And she was
At least they let her keep
she was
it.
like, "Fuck this place." She's gone. I was like, I knew you were an alcoholic, and I'm praying for you. I hope you do better.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Goddamn, Jordan.
She's like, he
Speaking
knew
of high
before
school-
anybody else did.
Didn't you have a video where you did you sneak into your high school or you revisited it or something?
Yes. So Kylie,
What happened with that?
Kylie grew up in a private school where she graduated with like basically 7 people. So
yeah,
she was like, I never really been to a real high school. And so this is probably like 3 years ago. I was like, let's just go to my high school and walk in. There's a basketball game going on. So we just straight up walked in, and I took her around the whole high school and just showed her where I went, all the gymnasium and stuff. And it's weird because like nobody questions anything. And after that, to this day, I'm thinking to myself like, there should probably be a better security measure than just letting
planted a bomb or something like
it's like, there should be a better security measure than allowing like a 24-year-old man to just walk around in here. But you know, luckily we were just literally reminiscing. But yeah, now I'm scared for my kids when they get to high school.
Right.
This guy came in and told me he had vape pods in his van. You know, whatever it is. Yeah, don't go to the vape, John.
He stocked up on the flavored Jewel pods. That's our connect. Jesus Christ. Oh, man.
All right, well, do we want to wrap there? I think we can wrap there. It's been fun chatting with you. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, man, thanks for having me.
It's been 2 hours, man. Damn.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have you back at some point because there's many more
we
stories
got a lot
to
of
tell,
stories.
many more things to talk about. But yeah, let the people know where to find you.
All right,
Shout
man.
yourself out, man.
Yeah, I'm here. Shameless plugs. Here we come. Twitch.tv/LEGIQN. If you're a late nighter, that's usually when I'm live. So 10 p.m.
Pretty much every
Central
night, right?
Yeah, pretty much every night. But for the last 2 months, I've missed 2 days because I got sick, and then that's it. So it's been about 45 out of 47 days, I think. So. But yeah, same thing on all the other socials, LEGIQN, and you can find me in Wildcat's little cubby back there in his room.
Sometimes.
With Jiggly, we play Candyland in there to just pretend like we're children. So
that's romantic. I like
come
that.
find me.
Yeah, all right. Well, that's a wrap for episode 4 of the WILDCAST. You guys can check it out on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts. All that's linked down below, or you can just search it up, the WILDCAST, on all those platforms. Obviously on YouTube, if you're listening to it on audio, you can watch the video on YouTube, see all of us in all of our glory. But yeah. All right. Thanks for coming on. That was a lot of fun, and we'll see you next time.
buddy. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
absolutely, dude. Thank you.
Yeah.
Keep that in there.
There you go. Good way to wrap.